Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention? Hopefully you're all able to get some coffee, tea, or fine breakfast. It's always a pleasure to welcome each and all of you here to the Center for Neurotechnology Studies, the Potomac Institute for Policy Studies. We started out very, very humbly about 4 years ago with a very meager group of about 15 or 20 people who were interested in what was then this emerging field of neuroethics and the larger venue, which is neuroethics, legal and social issues, as they relate to neuroscience and neurotechnology. And in the past 3.5 to 4 years, what we found is not only has the field grown, but our program has grown as well. Our annual NELSI meeting that you're now a part of has grown to over 70 people here, with an international audience as well tuning in through our web media. We have online streaming, as well as the fact that we now have our CC-NELSI meetings that go on every other month, our capital consortium of neuroscience, ethics, legal, and social issues. One of the things we'd ask you to do, please, as that little phone reminds me, is if we could please turn all of our cell phones in the room off. That would be great. Is that feedback on the mic? Okay, yeah, because we will get some feedback from the camera. Just want to make sure all the cell phones are off. We do have a full day for you. It runs until about 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon, after which time we'll then have a wine and cheese reception for you. We'll give you cookies and goodies this morning and cookies and coffee this afternoon, and we'll serve you lunch as well. So you're here for this for the day, and as always at the Potomac Institute, we'd like to take very good care of you. More importantly, one of the things I think is very important for you to understand is that the Potomac Institute is dedicated to the idea of being fiercely independent in our analysis of science and technology. And to provide a welcome to each and all of you to the Institute, I'd like to introduce our Chief Executive Officer and Chairman, Mr. Michael Swetnam. Mike.
Thank you, Jim, and thank you all for coming. I know there's a lot of good friends here in the audience, faces that I've seen many times before. Thank you very much for coming once again and giving us the opportunity to play host to some of the great work that you're doing. The Potomac Institute for Policy Studies itself is now 17.5 years old. We come out of the ashes of something that was known as the Office of Technology Assessment up on Capitol Hill. When it was abolished in 1994, a number of members of Congress and people in the administration funded the creation of the Potomac Institute to be an independent voice for science and technology policy for the U.S. Congress and for the administration. And for 17 years, we've been laboring under the almost naive perception that good legislation and policy should be based upon rigorous science. And so some people listen, many don't, but we work very hard under the idea that that can happen if scientists and technologists take the time to worry about the social, legal, ethical issues and then figure out how to communicate that to the body politic here in Washington, D.C. And we've been attempting to do that, as I said, for 17.5 years. Over that period of time, it's been our mission to hopefully identify from time to time the particular emerging sciences and technologies that could most profoundly affect our nation and our society as we're living through one today. Information technology and the information revolution is not just giving us cell phones that mess up the camera, it's absolutely changing every part of our lives. And so we've taken our own resources from time to time and invested those resources in the creation of centers that can serve as a forum for the discussion of the issues, the social, legal, ethical issues that will come out of that technology as it emerges. The goal is that as the technology happens and the effects are being felt upon the society, there's a body of learned advice that can be provided to the policymaker to help guide them in the creation of laws and policies that we have to live by. You probably noticed today that there are only 7 bills dealing with cyber technology on Capitol Hill. They're running into each other at 100 miles an hour, and Congress is struggling with how to deal with this new technology. Your work here today, your critical discussions, your scholarly research, and your discussion of it here today will help prevent that as neurotechnology becomes a reality. So there isn't anything more important in the mission of the Potomac Institute of Policy Studies than supporting what you're doing. So we're proud to be your host today. We'll do everything we can to support your great work over the course of the next several years. And we applaud you because you are the tip of the spear in our small, but we believe critically important mission of informing policy from science. Once again, thank you. Welcome to the Potomac Institute. Have a great day. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks very much, Mike. What I'd like to do at this time is I'd like to hand the mic over to my colleague, Dr. Stuart Jordan, to provide an introduction to our most esteemed speaker of the morning, Dr. Paul Kurtz. This time, Dr. Jordan, please.